Hello, everybody. This is Catherine Marie, and you are listening to episode 24. I'm going to talk about what has been happening. So this week, I started the Paxlovid study, and I am cautiously optimistic with how things are going. I don't really have any idea if I was given the Paxlovid drug or not. I'm going to be I am in one of three groups, either the control group, the Paxlovid for 15 days, and then placebo for 10 days, or the Paxlovid for 25 days. And obviously, I really hope I'm in the Paxlovid for 25 days, but I could easily be in the control group and not have any Paxlovid. But at least I have a 66% chance of getting Paxlovid for at least 15 days. Okay, so I was thinking today about the importance of being able to express how we're doing based on our symptoms, objectively and subjectively. So I will go through and explain how I'm feeling better since I started the study in subjective and objective ways. So subjectively, I feel like when I go up the stairs, my arms and legs don't feel quite as heavy. I feel as though I don't have as much of a hard time breathing. It feels as though a weight has been kind of lifted off of my chest. And I think just in general, I seem to have more energy. I feel like I have more energy, and I feel as though I have more stamina. So those are more the subjective things that I feel. But from an objective perspective, that rhymed. From an objective perspective, these are things that other people can notice and are objective findings that are also important and in many cases are easier to use to express how you're doing to people when they ask. So, for example, when this all started, I remember one way that my husband would try to explain it to people is he would say, well, it's kind of like having mono and the flu. She'll try to empty the dishwasher and then have to take a 3-hour nap. And that was true. It still is true sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling or how I'm doing. So something else, so with the study, something else that seems as though maybe I'm doing better, so maybe there's Paxlovid on board, is yesterday when I was talking to my therapist, my husband came home and he made a point later of saying, hey, I noticed you were sitting up when you were talking to your therapist, because usually I'm either letting the couch kind of hold me up, or I'm laying down in bed, or, something like positionally I'm trying to be supported by something. And he was really surprised about that. And another thing that he noticed objectively is that I don't remember why, but apparently I got mad at him for some reason. And he said that he was so happy because I haven't had the energy to be mad at him in a really long time, which made me feel really bad for multiple reasons. But that's an objective thing. He said, yeah, you haven't been mad at me in so long because you've been too tired to even be mad, So that's another objective finding. Another thing is I've noticed that when I am very tired, that I will do a lot more ordering food in, like DoorDash. We do have a meal delivery kit service that we receive every week, and they only have 3 or 4 ingredients. They're really not very difficult to make, but I still can't do it a lot of the time. And I still sometimes have to throw food away because I can't make the food. Or I'll ask my husband to make it, or sometimes, actually what happens a lot of the time is I'll take the food out of the fridge and put it on the stove and read to him, like sit down in a chair and read to him the instructions so he can do it. Which is, again, all of this is just a little depressing to vocalize out loud, but these are the things that, this is reality, right? So these are subjective and objective things that I am noticing. The other thing is, I remember that my brain seems to have less of a hard time finding the words that it needs. So unfortunately for you guys, that means I am naturally trying to talk more quickly because that is how I usually talk. But I've just had to speak much more slowly over the last several weeks to months because I have been having to think through what I'm saying and pick the words before I'm done speaking each sentence. So there's a nice flow to what I'm saying. But it doesn't seem as though I have had as much of an issue with the cognitive dysfunction and brain fog, although it is still there. But it seems that my brain will do more for a longer amount of time before it gets, too tired to do it. For example, today I was doing a podcast episode with the physician that does the Long COVID MD podcast. She's a phenomenal person, and it was so delightful to speak with her. And I was really nervous going into it because my episodes are really short, and I wasn't sure how long we were going to talk, or how long I was going to be able to talk, to be honest. And I was able to talk for over 45 minutes, pushing an hour, before my brain started giving me any trouble. And I think part of that was the excitement and the adrenaline and the dopamine and all that. And it kind of helped my brain work better. But it also, to me, it felt like, okay, I think my brain is not stuttering as much, and it's making sense and it's working well, which is a relief because that's always a concern when you are recording your voice knowing that other people are going to hear it. We are always our own worst critic, and well, let's just leave it at that. So, all right. So I think those are the main things I wanted to talk about. I'm cautiously optimistic because I think I'm doing better. At least I'm doing better now than I was a few days ago, but not significantly. And I'm not sure if that's because I'm a lot more sick than I was when I was in the other Paxlovid study, or if this is part of the regular waxing and waning of long COVID symptoms, because as we all know, we can be feeling fine 1 minute and then a few minutes later just crash and feel horrible and have to go to bed immediately or face plant on our bed or couch or wherever you face plant. So the other thing I wanted to bring up just as a little update is I think everything is continues to be working well and going through with getting the little house that we're trying to get so that our monthly bills are lower. We took a bunch of retirement money and we're trying to pay cash for a little house. And then therefore we would only have to pay for the space rent. Because when I say little house, I mean a little manufactured house. And out here they have really, really cute manufactured home communities. And there are no wheels or anything, or what do you call those things? Like a bike, not a bike rack, but the thing that you use to pull. See, this is getting too long. Well, anyway, they're just on the ground and they have little nice gardens and it's just really nice. So anyway, it looks like everything's going well with that. And I think everything's moving forward. So again, cautiously optimistic, and I'll keep you guys posted. Okay? Okay. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.